It's been heavy medication. So much stress, now I practice meditation. Patience is a virtue, I'm praying for some patience. Never had a curfew, was outside getting paper.
Alright, sis, here we go.
Medication. So much stress, now I practice meditation. Patience is a virtue, I'm praying for some patience. Never had a curfew, was outside getting paper. Stack it up and take it home if you make it home. We don't do no handouts, we gon' get our own. Pandemic got them numbers high, we still get them low. In the kitchen for I let it dry, it's already gone. Swear I wish this shit was cap, but this shit facts. Dead broke, we got no hope, we must react. Where we at, gotta keep the strap, stay alive. Police ain't on your side. Guilty to proving innocent, and I don't see I'm fixing it.
One more time for the people in the back. Let's go. What's the business, y'all? What's the business? It's your boy Sko Dollar, aka I am Maurice_Everett. Today on Dream Rich TV. Wait, first of all, I just want to say thank you to everybody that's been paying attention to Dream Rich TV, checking us out on YouTube as well, also on Facebook. I just really want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for paying attention to what your boy got going on. So, if you don't know and you're not familiar, on Dream Rich TV, I do interviews with rappers, singers, producers, tattoo artists, barbers, promoters, any and everybody in my area who's trying to do something. Sometimes I reach out to people, sometimes people reach out to me. So on this particular interview, I have reached out to my homegirl, Tiffany Rachel. I hope I say her name right because she's very important to me. She's important to the culture of what we do in our area. She's important to hip hop because I'm sure she's a form of hip hop. I'm sure she's a hip hop baby as well. So I'm gonna show you a couple pieces of her work and let you guys know why we're here. So I'm gonna take myself off and I'm gonna show you some of her hats. It's about hats, about art. She also has a dope ass podcast going on, and she's in Indianapolis. That's why I got on my Indianapolis hat. You feel me? So I'm gonna take me off and I'm gonna let you guys check out some of her work. Here we go. What's up, baby girl?
Hey, what's good? What's good?
Tiff, how you been, man?
I am good, love, over here. Enjoying the vibe so far. Just excited to be here, excited to chop it up with you on this beautiful Saturday.
So this is our first time really interacting and meeting. We're friends from afar.
It is. Other than the messages, but your energy was so amazing when we had conversation via messages. So it was like I couldn't not be on here. So I had to be here.
Well, we truly appreciate you, and I'm very thankful for you.
Yeah.
Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Who are you? Where are you from, young lady? Where are you from?
So my name is Tiffany. I go on my Facebook. I'm under Tiffany Rochelle, but I go by as my pseudonym. I go by Leo Rochelle, and I'm originally from Gary. Graduated from the Wallace class of 2002. So I graduated class of 2002. I've been in Indianapolis for a few years now, about 6 years. And that's where I've been. That's what I've been down here, finding myself, building my own little lane, creating my own little path, and just, making shit happen the way that I feel is necessary for myself. So, yeah.
That is so dope because I really like when I checked you out. I don't know how I ran into you on the internet, but I did. And when I seen your page and I checked you out, I seen like all of these different things you were doing. It's just like it's like very strategic. It seemed like it's fun for you. It seemed like it fits who you are as a person.
Yeah.
It just a lot of fun. So let's talk about one of the businesses at a time.
Okay. Okay. We can start one at a time.
Start with the hats. Let's start with the hats.
Let's
So
start with the hats. Okay.
go
So
ahead. The name of the company, Royal.
Royal Outcast Artistry, and that's Outcast with a K.
Okay.
I started Royal Outcast actually last year in the midst of the pandemic. Well, right before the pandemic happened.
Okay.
So right before the pandemic happened, I started just painting. Let me take that back. 2 years ago, I was just doing painting just to do some releasing and kind of just as a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I can paint. And I just kept telling myself, I can paint. I can paint. I can paint. And so when I got into my groove and I got some canvases and started playing around and watching a few YouTube videos to understand, how to do certain things, I just jumped in. I started doing that. And outside of that, I do fashion and wardrobe styling. And so I kind of just took my art and integrated it into some of the other things that I've been doing. So Royal Outcast Artistry, I've been doing all kind of canvas paintings. I do the type of art that I do is abstract art.
Okay.
And to give it a little more of a category, I usually do they're called dirty pours. So you can look up pour painting. And when I do the pours, I do them in all different colors, all sizes, all type of color combinations and things like that. And then I'll even go so far as to customizing them and put in like your name on it, your business name and logo, your tagline, all of that on the paintings.
So when you first started just painting and releasing whatever the energy on the inside was, what were you painting?
I was just doing random abstract paintings, just figuring out
Abstract.
how to
I'm a
make
little
it.
hold on. Abstract, I'm a little slow. You have to abstractly let me know what you're talking about. So what's abstract painting? What's that?
Abstract paintings are not they are kind of the ones that look like they have a bunch of mess going on, so to speak.
Got you.
They
Like
aren't
the
they aren't portraits or pictures. Yeah, they're the ones with a bunch of different
got you.
shapes and splatters and all that kind of stuff on the painting. So they really don't, when you look at them, they look like they don't have a rhyme or reason or how this kind of came about. But then when you look at it a little further, you're able to see the vision that the person saw. But with abstract art, you're also able to pull your own idea of what the painting is supposed to be from the painting.
Got you. I like that. I think I like that more than a painting trying to tell me what it means. I rather find a meaning in looking at it.
And that's what I love. Even as a little girl, like I remember in our house we had the bathroom tile and it had like all kinds of little paint splatters and stuff on the bathroom tile.
Mm-hmm.
And I would look at the bathroom tile and figure and see what I could see or what I could put together in what I saw in the bathroom tile. That might sound weird, but I've always been that little
That's called artistic, not
yeah,
art.
like yeah, I'm always kind of looking at stuff and seeing what I can find from what I'm looking at, and not just taking what somebody told me it is. I'm looking at it for myself, and then seeing it and enjoying the vision that I gathered from what I saw. So that's what I love to create for other people.
That's dope as hell.
Yeah.
So my question next is like, so you said you was intertwining the painting with the fashion that you already do, styling people. What made you make hats over bomber jackets or over purses or what? Why did you go to
Well,
hats?
my mother was a hat lady. My mother loved hats. And when I say loved hats, I mean she loved hats. And her love for hats like really ignited my love for hats. My mother was had the big old church lady hats, you know, and she would wear those. But even when I was younger and she was going out, she would wear like a big old cowboy hat, leather, and she would put her own little spin on it, on rhinestones and all that kind of stuff. So there was always something that she was adding to give it its own flair for herself.
Yeah.
So the hats were just kind of something as my tribute to my mother. Like, I lost my mom going on 6 years ago, and I wanted this to be my way to acknowledge her and to give credit to what she added to my life. My mother was a creative. She was a seamstress. She was a cook. She was an artist herself. Like, I used to see my mother create paintings because if she wanted something in her house to match her furniture and she couldn't find it, she would create it. So I was constantly in her presence and seeing her continuously create and bring forth her vision the way that she wanted it to. I'm literally, and a lot of my mother's friends say I'm literally my mother's child because I do the same things that she does or did, same things that she did. And which is why I did the fedoras. I created the fedoras because this is what I saw my mother do. I saw my mother.
Hold on. Fedoras is the name of the hats that you created.
Yes, they're called fedoras.
I love the fedoras because I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a baseball hat, fitted cap type of guy, all of that. But when I seen your hats, that made me want to pull my pants up and put some slacks on.
Listen, see, that's what it's supposed to make you do. It's supposed to make you want to feel some kind of way. And I actually do baseball caps too. I just added baseball caps. Because there were some people like, I feel funny wearing a fedora, but I wear a baseball cap. Will you do baseball caps? And so I've added a few baseball caps in there too. But the fedoras, that's how I want you to feel. I want you to feel like, ooh, I want to feel special. I want to feel extra. So when I step out in this, I want to pull my pants up, put on some slacks, some nice shoes. Or even I want to go against the grain. If that's
fedora it out with the jeans.
Yeah,
you feel me?
That's what I was about to say. Like, if all I'm wearing is suited up and stuff, this hat may make me want to go against the grain and do a little extra, you know, throw my jeans on and my t-shirt and still rock my J's, but put this fedora on with it and bring it all together. So it's how you choose to wear it. You become your own person with the fedoras. And that's what I want. I want everybody to operate in who they are. And that's why I created them. A lot of times people give me suggestions on what they want for their particular hat. And then other times they just let me freestyle it. And I love when people let me freestyle it, because when I freestyle it and I kind of pay attention to who you are, what you do, the type of things you do and stuff like that, I can really rock it. And
you
make
just stole
it.
one of my questions, shorty. You just stole one of my questions. As my question was gonna be, I got it. It's do you enjoy more of the customs, or the question is, how does the custom designing work? Would you rather do your own designs or custom designs? You just stole my damn question.
So actually, I love both. I love when people kind of give me what they're looking for. Like one of the latest hats I just posted was the Wonder Woman hat. Okay. The young lady saw I posted a Mario Kart hat, and she was like, "Oh my God! Like, if you get Wonder Woman, or if you come across Wonder Woman,
right?
Can you do a Wonder Woman for me?" And I'm like, I actually just bought some Wonder Woman material, like, because, like I tell people, I am a big kid at heart, so I love cartoons. That's one of my favorite things. So I started catching all of these different cartoon fabrics while I was out and about. Wonder Woman was one of them. So I was like, do you want me to, like, is there certain colors, or are there certain things you want to go along with this material, or do you want me to just freestyle it? She was like, I want you to freestyle it. Cool. So that gives me creative freedom to kind of do whatever I want to do. And I pretty much freestyle them anyway. All of them are pretty much freestyle, unless you kind of give me like a color or something that you want to stick to. So other than that, if you give me some colors you want to stick to, fine. But I'm still gonna freestyle it and kind of freak it the way that I want to freak it, because that's just how the creative process works for me.
So shout out to the Royal Outcast Creations.
Royal Outcast Artistry.
Artistry. Yo, we about to show y'all a couple more hats. I'm gonna play one of our sponsors, and then when we come back, we gonna talk about the Fat Girl Chronicles. Okay?
Okay, cool.
Show y'all a couple more of these fedoras. These hats is off the chain, y'all. Then I'm gonna play some of that link bar shit, man. Let's get it.
Zoe Entertainment presents January 16, 2021, Saturday. It's the MLK Weekend Male Exotic Review, Shadow's birthday bash. And you know where it's going down at. It's at the Loft, 752 Broadway, Gary, Indiana. 752 Broadway in Gary, Indiana. Doors open at 8 p.m., showtime at 10, catering served at 9. Hey, it's $25 in advance, $30 admission, and $35 VIP. For more information, call Alonzo at 773-619-1076. 773-619-1076. It's the MLK Weekend Male Exotic Review. So ladies, get your dollars together. We go! Life changer. She's a life changer, transforming bodies and bank accounts. So what are you interested in? Liquid multivitamins, increasing energy, immune boosters, weight loss, muscle and joint, detox. Man, she got all CBD products available. All you gotta do is go on Instagram now, follow her at Browning8487, at BROWNIN8487. Go follow her now. Change your body, change your bank account. Let's get it.
We back. Hey yo, I don't know if y'all know, but them hats is off the mother. Hats is so
Thank you.
mama. You heard?
Listen.
So here we go. Now that we talked about the product, let's talk about the next product.
Okay.
I'm
with you.
Fat Girl Chronicles.
Hey, you see it. You see
there
it.
You go. You've been practicing.
You see it. You see
Okay,
it right here.
Yeah, we on. So first of all, where can we find the Fat Girl Chronicles? Tell us that.
The question should be, where can't you find it?
You heard? Oh shit! Let me.
Listen, that should be the question. Where can't you find the Fat Girl Chronicles? Okay. Because we are everywhere. You can find the Fat Girl Chronicles on Facebook and YouTube. We stream live every Tuesday from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch us on Facebook, YouTube, and we also broadcast live on JQLM Radio. So we broadcast live on JQLM Radio. Outside of JQLM Radio, YouTube, and Facebook, you can find us on Pandora, Amazon Music. You can find us on Audible. You can find us on iHeart, Spotify, TuneIn, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. You can find us anywhere that you can listen to a podcast. We are there. The Fat Girl Chronicles is everywhere. The podcast pops off every Tuesday, which we lovingly call Fat Tuesdays.
Tuesdays.
Yes, Fat Tuesdays. And we're also you can find us on Instagram and Twitter too. But as far as watching the podcast or tuning in to listen to the podcast, that's where you can find us. And we love new listeners. Make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe. Because listen, we talk about any and everything on the podcast, and we love chopping it up, having a good time. I have a dope ass squad with me because I did the podcast for a while by myself.
Okay. Because I was going to ask, do you have co-hosts on the show with you?
I do. I have 5, actually 6 dope co-hosts now. So I was doing the show by myself for a while, took a break, trying to figure out how I really wanted to get this thing flowing and moving for me. And then I was like, you know what? I think I want to add some co-hosts. And so I started paying attention to other shows where it had co-hosts, not necessarily a podcast, but other radio shows like the Ricky Smiley.
Stop you right there. Yeah, let me just stop you right there. A lot of people don't allow themselves to do the homework that they need to. But and sometimes people think they're doing homework, but they become a consumer of what they're watching.
Yeah.
So I'm saying this from, I know you understand what I'm saying, because if you watch something too much, you could become a consumer of that product and you lose the focus of why you were watching.
Yeah.
So you just really dropped some game on these people, letting them know, I started doing my research and watching other podcasts, not just podcasts, but other shows that had a co-host and all this other stuff. That's important. I just didn't want that to be looked over, because you have to put in the groundwork. You have to do your homework when it comes down to anything that you're doing out here in this world. So even me, I pay attention to other podcasts and things like that. Even the bigger brands of podcasts, such as $1 Million Word Game or the 85 South shows, I pay attention, but I can't. I'll find myself watching 2-3 minutes and cutting it off, because I can't become a consumer, because I'm doing the same thing and I got to be original. You feel me? So I just didn't want that to be looked over. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. I mean, and that's definitely part of why I had to do my research and pay attention, because there's so much originality with my show. But at the same time, I wanted to give people something that they could connect with in a different way. So as I looked around and found people and kind of figured out how I wanted it to be, I was like, you know what? I really love the Ricky Smiley Morning Show.
Yeah.
I love how it's fun, it's interactive, like, they keep the laughs going and all of that good stuff on there. And so it was like, okay, but other podcasts, like, they don't really do like segmented stuff and break it down here and there and do this and do that. And so I was like, you know what? I don't have to be like other podcasts. I can do what I want to do.
Exactly.
So I watched The Breakfast Club, and there's another one that I love to listen to on iHeart. It's called Horrible Decisions. That's one of my favorites. And so what I started to do was just formulate how I wanted everything to be and how I wanted it to go. And so here we are. This is our 2nd season. We had season 1 last year.
Make sure you fucking clapping at home too.
They better be clapping. So
let me ask
our 2nd season with me having co-hosts on the show. So that's a big to do for me, because we made it through season 1 with me
a lot of women.
People.
Women?
No, actually I have 3. Let's see. My team switched up a little bit this season. We switched it up a little bit. So I have 2 regular co-hosts that are men, 2 that are women, but then I have rotating co-hosts that come on the show and talk about things in their specialty. Like we have a money guy, and his segment is called Money Moves with Moan. So every 2nd and 4th Tuesday, he comes on and talks about different things in regards to finances, insurance, stocks, things like that. And then we have my girl Tony, who comes on every 1st and 3rd Tuesday to talk about health, fitness, wellness, and things like that. So I have a total of 3 female co-hosts and 3 men co-hosts. So
very smart.
Outside of myself. So it's 7 of us total.
Okay, so that's the podcast. Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Now, the word nigger is different from the word nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. black people has grabbed the word nigga and turned it into a regular saying. Now, fat girl. Now, I know there's some form of empowerment there, but has there how can I say? Hmm. How do you feel about that approach? I know now you have basically embodied the name, or it's just like being called something a slur. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I got you.
I'm trying to say, so you have empowered the word fat girl and made it a whole brand and everything. But where did that come from? Where does that strength come from? That was a good question.
Well, one of the things that I tell people all the time, like I have never been on the smaller side of things. And so
Me either.
in any aspect, whether that is I've always been tall, I've always been plus size, I've always been a big personality. So I take up space in every aspect of the word. Whether it's height, weight, personality, spirit, all of that. I am big, and I don't mind that being something that people recognize about me. Um, one of the things that you have to recognize about yourself, whether you are big or small, is that you have to understand who you are and what you are meant to do in the body that you have. Not everybody that's plus size is meant to empower. Some people that are plus size are meant to be empowered because of a lot of the things that they have dealt with, the things that they've been through, and all of that. I have been through a lot in this plus size body, but I recognize that in being in this plus size body, that don't mean I got to be out here sad and crying and letting other people's thoughts and feelings about me determine how I feel about me.
Or feelings about them. Most people are just in dark places, honestly.
Yeah. And I've been in those dark places as well. I've been in those dark places. I've been in those trenches and things like that. But even when you're in those deep, dark places and in those trenches, you got to recognize the power in you being you, but also recognize the power in your purpose. Like there's always a purpose to each and everything that we do in this life. Yes, and so being a fat girl and being who I am, not only am I operating in who I am, I operate in that freely. And that even means me operating and knowing who I am in so many different ways, because I think people expect when you're plus size, you're not supposed to feel sexy. You're not supposed to love yourself. You're not supposed to wear your shoulders out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, your shit!
You're not supposed to wear crop tops or do any of those things that people put these parameters or boundaries on you.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't have to live in this fugly box that you're trying to put me in. I am too big for a box, so don't put me in one.
Love yourself, yo.
That's what it is. That's what it all boils down to, loving yourself. And even then, you are going to encounter obstacles. Have I encountered obstacles with loving myself? Hell yeah.
Ma'am.
Yes, I have. Because encountering those obstacles, I have encountered men that loved me in the dark and didn't want to love me in the light.
Ooh, talk about it now. Talk about it now, because that's going on.
Yeah, I've encountered men that didn't want to love me in public, but wanted to love all on me and be all up in this. In
turkey sandwich. All up in that turkey sandwich. You heard?
They wanted to experience every part of me in the dark, but didn't want to experience me in the light. And I'm not that girl. Listen, I love doing my things in the dark, but what you're not going to do is shortchange me and just have me in the dark. No, sir. We're not going to do that. You don't get to admire me. You don't get to enjoy all of me in the dark. But then when it's time to step out, you like, oh, nope, we're not gonna do that. We're not about to play those kind of games. So it has become more popular to love on a fat girl, PHAT. It's more popular to love on a fat girl now, but we still know who truly loves us and who's truly rocking with us and who's truly feeling us.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna be who we are. And if you have a plus size girl in your life that is not fully loving herself or does not know how to fully love on herself and be her true self, send her my way.
Got you.
Okay?
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
at the end of the day, we got to learn to uplift and motivate and inspire and encourage each other through the experiences that we've had in life. Some people didn't have a loving family. Some people didn't have people speaking life into them. A lot of people had people speaking negatively into them about their size, about their bodies, but they weren't helping them to understand their bodies or to do things better with their bodies. So, with that being said, they grew up with this complex about themselves. And then some people think that the only thing that they are worthy of or that they are good for is a role in the sack. And your body is more than that. Your plus size, beautiful, fluffy, however you want to call it, your body is more than that. You are more than that. So we got to start looking at the person for who they are and not for their physical being, because if we stop there, it's a lot of us that wouldn't be out here doing nothing or have nobody at all. And that's just the God honest truth, because if we stop at the physical, we missing out on the message.
So much more.
Yeah, we're missing out on the message. We're missing out on the experience of that person. We're missing out on the advice. We're missing out on the joy that that person can bring to our life. But we gotta get out of this mindset that plus size girls aren't worthy. And
Or beautiful. Plus size women.
That's what society pushes, that we aren't worthy. Listen, baby, you are more than worthy. But you got to know that you're worthy and deserving first before somebody else is going to give you what you feel you deserve or are worthy of. So, sorry, I kind of went off on a tangent right there.
Yeah, but these things, and I think that was a great question to ask, because you are one that has, you love yourself. You are one of the people that you can't, that fat shit don't do nothing for me. But some people still get called fat and they run in the corner. So, you know, I wanna ask questions. First of all, you're a beautiful woman. And the woman running to the corner, she's a beautiful woman as well. You just gotta find out your own beauty, my love. You understand what I'm saying? But you know, people, everybody doesn't have it within themselves to accept whatever it is that the majority might say. You understand what I'm saying? So I felt like I asked that question.
Society is a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you continue to listen to those same things, and if that's what you've always been told about yourself, that's what you're going to believe.
Yeah, because that's programming.
Yeah, you are programmed to believe that your body is not worthy, you are not beautiful, you are not lovable, you are not loving, and you start to believe that programming. So as we get older, you have to unlearn all of the things that you naturally were, that the things that you were told and naturally programmed into your mind. So
and that's with everything, Miss Tiffany. That's with everything, Miss Tiffany.
Oh yeah.
We have to and deprogram to reprogram ourselves.
Yes, that's the truth.
But you gotta want to do that as a person, y'all. Can't nobody do this for you. Can't nobody.
They can't do it for you, but they can help you through it.
100%.
Yeah, they can't do it for you, but they can help you through it. And because of my experiences and a lot of the stuff that I went through, I wrote a book.
What's the name of the book then?
The book is called The Fat Girl Commandments. Listen.
Yeah, I seen it on Amazon.
Yes, it's on Amazon and Kindle. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
It's on Amazon and Kindle. It is called The Fat Girl Commandments.
Oh, give me some game out the Fat Girl Commandments before we
listen. Let me hold on. Grab a copy.
Yes, grab a copy. All right, go ahead. Grab your copy.
Hold on.
Let me go ahead and So right now you guys are enjoying. I hope you're enjoying it. This is an interview with my homegirl Tiffany Rochelle. She has amazing fedora hat line, and she's out of Indianapolis. She's from Gary, Indiana. She actually graduated from Luau, the same place as me, and many, many more. I felt important thing to show the excellence in our neighborhoods from where we're from. I'm here to inspire. I'm here to help my people. I'm not just here to be in front of the camera. Most of my interviews, I'm not in front of the camera. But you know, when I do my live, this is how I do it. But this is my homegirl, the Fat Girl Chronicles, is a podcast that is on every platform, and she also got an amazing book called The Fat Girl Commandments. What's about it?
This is it. This is it.
Yeah.
So this is the Fat Girl Commandments. This is my self-published book. It's available on
I'm
Amazon.
so proud of you.
Listen, this is me. So the Fat Girl Commandments is seriously a compilation of some of the things I've experienced in my life. From childhood up until this book was published in 2017. Relationships, friendships, going through high school, puberty, all of that, losing my dad when I was younger, all of those kind of things I encountered doing this, you know. So as I wrote the book, I just poured myself into the book. I put my truth into this. Like I said, I've dealt with men who did not want to love me in the light, but wanted to love me secretly. I've dealt with friendships that were funky ass friendships, reckless, raggedy, all of that kind of stuff. So the 7 commandments, plus we got an extra one. We got an additional commandment. The very first commandment is thou shalt not let the past determine your future. So that's the very first commandment. Like, that's the very first commandment, because in everything that we do, we got to make sure that we are not letting the stuff that happened be like in the past keep us from reaching our true purpose and our true potential in the future. So that's the guiding light commandment, so to speak. That's the overall commandment when it comes to everything that's in this book.
Man, that's the pizza bread. You got to put everything on top of that.
Yeah, you got to put everything on top of that. I like the way you put it.
Everything else on top of that.
Yeah, you got to put everything on top of that. So then the very first one is thou shalt not let society F you up.
Go.
We've gone through so much, not just plus size women, but black women, black men, society in a whole, as a whole. We've gone through so many different things. And as we've gone through these different things and different challenges, we realize that society is based on certain characteristics. And if society did not tell us who was beautiful, who was worthy, or who was fabulous, who was amazing, who would we think were those things? Right. So we got to take out that programming and start looking through our own eyes and seeing what's beautiful for us.
I agree.
So commandment number 2 is thou shalt love thy courage. You got to love yourself. Love yourself.
Yes. Okay.
So of course, number 2 is like loving your body, but number 3 is thou shalt always slay. You got to get out here and look like something.
Come on now.
You got to get out here and look like something. When you go outside, it's okay to look like, I mean, you know, everybody ain't on all the time. We ain't on all the time. Okay, let me tell you that. Because I had to get up this morning and go from, you know, sleepy face to this. So we ain't always on.
I understand.
But when you are on, you need to be on.
Yes, ma'am.
You need to show up. You know what I'm saying? And I tell people that all the time, show up.
Yeah.
Show up for yourself. Especially when you're doing stuff in regards to your brand or appearances and things like that. Show up for yourself.
I agree 100%.
Yeah. And then number 4 is thou shalt love being loved. It's okay to let somebody love on your ass. It's okay. Some of us are so hurt and so damaged that we do not allow other people to love on us.
Somebody needed to hear that right now too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, it is okay. It's okay to let somebody love on you. We've all been through some tragic relationships, some terrible ass relationships, some raggedy relationships, situationships, and all of that. But it's okay to let somebody love on you. We don't necessarily know what that means all the time, and we don't know how that looks all the time either.
Right.
But it's okay. Let somebody love on you. So in that part of the book, I kind of talk about my relationships and like my longest relationship to date, like my longest relationship that I had been with somebody, and really went through those things with him. But in that relationship, he showed me that it was okay for me to be loved in the way that he was able to love me. So that's the other thing too. Like, it's okay to let somebody love on you. It's okay to love on somebody else. But in the midst of that, you got to love on you. And they got to love on themselves too. So that you can love on each other and learn to love on each other the right way, or the way that you both need to be loved.
I'm with you.
Number 5 is thou shalt get thine own monies. Get your own monies.
It feels good to have your own.
Listen, okay?
Have your own money.
Now, we all hit some stumbling blocks, and we all hit a few little, hard times in life. I've done it. I published this book while I was homeless. Okay? So you got to get your own money. You got to get out here and figure out how to do what it is that you need to do for you so that you can get your own bread. It's okay to have people to help you. It's okay to have people to support you through your journey or when you are lacking. But when you start getting your own, you have a different sense of self. You have a different sense of what you're becoming and where you're going. So it's okay. Get out here and do what you need to do to get your own money. If that means you got to have 4 to 5 hustles, you better work them 4 to 5 hustles plus your 9 to 5 plus whatever you got to do. And I know some people might be like, that's hard. I got kids and so.
Yep. And the thing about it is, we're not bragging here. This is not a platform to brag. This lady just said she's homeless. So I'm gonna tell you now, even with her saying that, we still ain't where we supposed to be at or where we going
at all.
No, we're not even close to where we're about to go. But
okay.
I mean, anything is possible. We're not here to brag. We're not here to toot our own horn. We're here to tell y'all that this shit is possible for you to do too. All I did was bought a fucking laptop and had a bunch of ideas in a notebook that I've been writing for years, and now they're starting to come to fruition.
Listen,
you understand?
But also, you just said we're not here to toot our own horns, but it's okay to toot your own horn.
Yeah, it is though. You're right.
You need to remember that you made it from all of the bullshit that you went through to get to this point. So yeah, it's even okay to toot your own horn sometimes or all the time, because who else gonna toot it for you?
In line, Queen.
You gotta remember. You gotta remember the shit you dealt with to get to here. So I mean, society always tells us
cushion on nigga ass all the time. I'm trying to cushion, but that fucking boot's still coming regardless.
Oh, it is. Oh, believe me, it's coming.
You understand?
But you got to just be prepared for how you gonna handle it once it comes, and once that other shoe drop, you got to be prepared for how you gonna handle. Or even if you're not prepared, you just gotta fix your mindset of how you gonna handle it from this point on.
Yes,
so, number 6 is thou shalt know thy squad. You got to know who the fuck is around you. Okay, you got to know who around you, who plotting against you, because sometimes them people that's rowing the boat, they ain't even rowing the boat with you. They in the back of it drilling holes, trying to make sure that you drown.
Yep. Why you and they got the only life jacket under their seat and they know it.
Why you out here rowing the boat? They sit back there chilling with their arms and legs crossed. Chilling.
Girl, you about to make me have a smoke break in this bitch. Godly. Shit just got real in the field, Holyfield.
Listen, I'm telling you, like, that was what I had to learn, even while I was out here, like I said. And I mean, I don't want to keep bringing it up, but that's part of my story. Like, when I was out here homeless, that's who showed me who was for me.
Uh-huh.
That's what showed me who was helping me through the stuff, who was helping me to get back on my feet. Because, like, all of this happened right after I lost my mom. You know, I lost my mom. I went into depression. I went through this financial
Your daddy was already gone at this time too, right? Pops was already gone.
Yep, my dad passed when I was 13.
You know what I'm saying? You never know where these stories be coming from, nigga. And you think you the only motherfucker with problems. Get your punk ass up and make it happen, nigga.
Yep, my dad passed when I was 13. My mom passed almost 6 years ago. So I went through a lot of things at this point. Right after I lost my mom, I lost my job because I wasn't showing up to work because I just lost my mama.
Let me tell you something. Go to the next one. That's a whole different. We'll be talking forever. Go to the next commandment, baby. Go to the next one.
And the next one is thou shalt bless the next.
Amen. Amen.
You will never get anywhere in this life when you keep all your blessings to yourself. If you keep all of the information to yourself, if you keep everything that you've experienced, that you've learned, or even financially, once you gain something, pour into others.
Yes, ma'am.
I make that a part of what I do intentionally. My squad, the people that's on my platform, that do the Fat Girl Chronicles with me, and those that do the Fat Girl Chronicles with me behind the scenes, I'm working to pour into them more. I know the young lady that does my makeup, me and one of the other people from the podcast decided to pour into her because she wanted to start her business. So we gonna pour into that.
Yeah.
We did.
You're supposed to.
You're supposed to.
It's your fucking job to do so.
The people that are around you, that are pouring into you, that are helping you to reach your next level, you got to go back and turn around and make sure you pull them up so they can reach their next level.
Must.
You are, I hate the term self-made. You are not self-made. Nobody is self-made. You ain't did nothing in this world by your damn
When is your birthday? We got a lot in common. When's your birthday?
August 1st. I'm a Leo.
Leo, I'm a Cancer. So
that's why I go by Leo. That's why I go by Leo Rochelle. I'm a Leo to a T. Like, I'm a Leo to a T, for real.
Oh, my friend's a Leo, so I understand it. Let's go.
And you're supposed to give back to those people. Like, and that's another thing that I always credit to my mother. Like, my mother was like everything to me. We say that she was the world's greatest because she was to us and to a lot of other people. She fed the neighborhood. Yeah. I remember one Thanksgiving, everybody from the hood, all of the dope boys and everybody that was outside in the hood was in our house on Thanksgiving.
I believe that.
She was able to feed everybody, and we still had leftovers. So that's why I'm not able to cook a small meal to this day. But I credit everything to my mother. I credit everything and all that I am to her because of all of the ways that I saw her give of herself, give of her love, her gifts, her talents, her finances to those that she encountered. She was love. She operated in love. And that's how I am. I am love. I am loving, I am lovable, and I operate in love. So if you do not know how to receive love, I'm sorry.
Right.
But I'm not sorry because I'm still going to love on you anyway.
Sorry, not sorry.
Right.
All right, where we at?
That's what the book entails. I do have autographed copies. It gives a little bit of my backstory in the back of it. And I got a little poetry back there that I do from time to time. A lot of people don't know I do poetry, so I do a little writing. So that's in there as well. So this book was put out almost 4 years ago, and I'm getting ready to relaunch it because my baby didn't get the love that he needed and deserved when I launched it the first time. So there will be a relaunch coming soon.
And that's important. There's a hidden jewel there. You dropped the book 4 years ago. Now you're about to relaunch it. The hidden jewel there is, I believe, a lot of my music has been looked over. Mm-hmm. But I believe things get looked over because you don't have platforms really viewed by the people. Mm-hmm. So, like me, people like Miss Tiffany, we have now 4 years later created this brand or created this platform where now we relaunch things and we'll back out. It won't So that's just a hidden jewel there for anybody who's trying to build up a brand, things of that nature. Don't give up. And the idea isn't gone. You can always bring the idea back in
Always go back. Yep.
the game right now.
Yeah.
But I'm
You
gonna
can
be
always
honest
go
with you.
back.
This was one of my favorite interviews.
Oh, well, good.
I got a lot of game from you. I believe that our viewers got a lot of inspiration from you. A lot of heavier women as well. Some of the men, because I believe I just got some inspiration out those chronicles. Honest with you.
Listen, let me tell you one thing. I shared my book with a friend of mine who is incarcerated.
Okay.
He shared the book with several of the people that he's incarcerated with. These are all men.
Keep going.
The feedback from these men that read this book from cover to cover was, oh, this helped me to understand how to love my woman a little better.
Keep going. I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna end this with a tackle out this motherfucking world. Go ahead.
This helped me to understand not even just his woman, but helped him to understand himself as a man a little better. This helped me to understand that even though I am where I am, I don't have to let this determine how far I can actually go in life. I am who I am, but I could be better because of all of these different things. So a lot of the feedback that I got from this book was that, and one of the guys said, "Oh, she like a female Steve Harvey type shit."
Yeah, because go ahead.
And I was just gonna say that just made me laugh because it was like, oh, okay, I could see that. I could see the information that was given being on that level, and so the response is the book isn't just for women.
There you go.
The knowledge and information within the book is
It's knowledge
everybody.
and information. It's knowledge and information.
Yep.
No matter how it's coming. Now, I love you to death, Miss Tiffany. Now let me end you with some truth on my end, right? So when I was in Atlanta, before I met my beautiful wife that I have now, I was in a relationship before, and I was in Atlanta. I was hustling. I was doing the 1-2s. I was doing all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I got my hands on Think Like a Man, Act Like a Woman. So I'm thinking it's coming from a man, but it's coming from a woman's perspective of thinking, what do I need with this book? So I would have this book with me while I would be in the trap house selling drugs, reading this book. I would be reading this book, answering the door, making my moves. Reading this book, answering the door, making the moves. You about to leave? Okay, I love you so much, girl. You have a blessed day. You are a goddess. All right, so look, right? So I'm reading this book.
You better pour it into her before she leave out the house.
Hey, she headed to work. I love that.
Listen, you better pour it into her before she leave
So
out the house.
right? For real, she got to know that, and I pray that the Lord cover her whole steps through. You understand?
Listen, that's what you do.
I have to. You should too, man. But look, I'm answering the phone. I'm at my phone ringing, my door ringing. I'm reading this book. I'm going through. I read the whole book. When I get done with this book, I leave my first woman. You want to know why I left my first woman? I left my first woman because in this book, it showed me that I'm this type of man. I deserve this type of woman. If I want to continue to be this type of man, I need to find a woman that's on the skills or on the level of this type of woman. Because if this type of woman deserves this type of man and I'm this type of man, why don't I deserve that type of woman?
Yeah.
So when I say your book, that's why I said from before you said the prisoner thing, it spoke to a lot of men as well. Because if you're a man of knowledge and wisdom and you're searching for a better you, any and everything that you get knowledge-wise help you grow. So we about feeding the plant over here. Water your plant, continue to grow, continue to blossom. This was another amazing interview with my sister, Miss Tiffany Rochelle, down in Indianapolis.
Hey, make sure y'all check us out though. The Fat Girl Chronicles. Check out Royal Outcast Artistry. That's Outcast with a K. And you can check me out, Leo Rochelle, and my fashion and wardrobe styling company, The Style Den. I do all of these things. Oh, and I also help people to write their books. So if you're looking to get your book written or anything like that, reach out to me. I'll give Maurice my information so he can post how you connect with me and all that good stuff. And I'm here for y'all. Thank you for having me on here. Thank you for promoting my hats and all that dope stuff. I appreciate the interview. Listen, I'm definitely gonna have you on the Fat Girl Chronicles. So we gonna have you on the show, and we just gonna keep this thing rocking where we supporting each other and show people how it's really done.
Yep, I totally agree with that. And thank you again, Miss Tiffany. And
Thank
thank
you.
all of you guys for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Also on my YouTube, so you can like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. If you haven't already, go on YouTube, type in Dream Rich TV, check out the interview. Got a lot of dope shit. If you haven't already, go follow my sister Tiffany on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat,
All love it. All love it.
Dream Rich TV Live, man. Dream Rich TV Live. It started as an idea, and I just kept going with it, and now you see it right here. So you give yourself a team heart. We go!
Peace.
Zoe Entertainment presents January 16, 2021, Saturday. It's the MLK Weekend Male Exotic Review, Shadow's birthday bash, and you know where it's going down at. It's at the Loft, 752 Broadway, Gary, Indiana. 752 Broadway in Gary, Indiana. Doors open at 8 p.m. Showtime at 10. Catering served at 9. Hey, it's $25 in advance, $30 admission, and $35 VIP. For more information, call Alonzo at 773-619-1076. 773-619-1076. It's the MLK Weekend Male Exotic Review. So ladies, get your dollars together. We go!